Good afternoon and welcome back to the Utah Hockey Broadcast Network. We're back like we never left here for the second to last game in this MWCHL playoffs to determine our third place victor in the MWCHL standings. My name is Ellis Beacom. Alongside me to my left now after the switch up is Valentino Pichardo, and we're blessed enough to get to take you through today's contest. It is the Utah State Aggies taking on the Weber State Wildcats after two great games that they played in yesterday.
Yeah, both of these teams, not the game they wanted to be playing in today, but it's still an opportunity for a W in the column, right? So for Weber State, a much disappointing loss to Utah. They didn't come out the way that they expected. They played a good 2 periods, I'd say, but they didn't execute at all through that first period. Gave up 3 quick goals to Utah and just couldn't come back throughout. Utah State, a killer in overtime yesterday against Montana State. They had them right there in overtime, but that's what great teams do. They finish out the game, and Montana State made it to the championship. Utah State left playing in this game today.
Good teams find ways to win, and that's exactly what Montana State did in that first game, and Utah did in the second game. Anytime a team goes up by 3 goals early on, it is putting yourself in such a big hole, and that was uncharted territory for the Wildcats. It's something they haven't experienced all year long, is playing from behind, especially at that tune. Down 3, coming into last night's contest, 35-0-1, now 35-1-1 after the regulation loss to the Utes. A huge performance by them to punch their ticket in our final contest at 7:30 tonight. But let's focus on these guys. The Aggies in yesterday's contest, a heartbreaker. Yeah. They have the lead early. They hold it the whole game. Titan Anderson playing on his head, playing like a wall. And then 1 goal to tie it up in the middle stages of that third period. And the overtime heartbreaker to walk it off. A great goal from Montana State. And Utah State now changes their objectives towards winning third place.
Well, for both of these teams, it's going to be a look at regionals. Right now, they're taking this perspective and just trying to make their resume look better for the regional rankings, which will come out on the 8th. So they want to make sure that everything looks good on their record. Weber State, they can't really move anything else on second, but Utah State, a win can help bolster that record.
100%. Still a lot to play for pretty much every team we're going to see today. For every team we're going to see today, not just pretty much. The Weber State still fighting for the regional playoff berth. And the same can be said about Utah State and every team still involved in this tournament. Let's send it down rink side for our pregame lineup announcements from Justin Long. We'll be back in just a moment ahead of our opening puck drop. Well, I think we got everything we need to play some hockey here this afternoon for not quite all the Flowers, but for the third place Flowers, both of these sides facing off. And so far this year, they've matched up a good handful of times. And much like you'd expect with the 35 previous wins and 0 losses that Weber had, Weber took all those matchups.
Yeah, and it wasn't really close if we look at the results, besides one matchup on October 24th where Weber State took it 7-6. Weber State won by 3 or more goals against this Utah State side, including their matchup on January 31st in the Wasatch Cup. So this Weber State side, they're trying to not have a repeat of yesterday and getting a first loss to a team. They're coming in angry. But Utah State, they're also coming in angry. They don't want a full season without beating this Weber State team, so it's going to be an amazing matchup. Even though it's a third-place game, a lot on the line for both of these teams.
Weber State was 5-0 against the Aggies in the regular season, and here are the Aggies looking to win the one that matters most. All squared away for our opening puck drop, and a little angsty there from the Weber State side. Jaden Hughes checks out on the circle, and the Aggies win the draw. Underway in Salt Lake City, and it's a Utah State possession to get us started. Back behind his own net, it's Tate Jensen with the puck. He gets it off to Zach Pyers. Pyers with some speed. He's going to send it along the face-off circle. Try and lead out a pass, a dangerous one right there. Good forecheck from Weber State early on. Zach Pyers has it again. He's going to launch to the opposite side along the boards. Right back to him. A nice lead pass that can't get handled on the other end by Jared Dudshus. Back down and under for Tate Jensen. Jensen sends it along the boards, back behind the nets. Now threading it through on the far side. We're going to have our first stoppage, 19:18 left to play in the first, and an icing call. So a face-off coming up in the Aggies side of the ice.
Yeah, and what we saw from Weber State yesterday was a bit of a hot start. The first 5 minutes against Utah was great, but as time went on, Utah was able to shut down their 2 key guys, and Makar Kolachkov and Caden Hunter. They weren't able to do much. I expect a lot more action from them today.
Nice poke check attempt right there. Dangerous chance out front. And the first save of the afternoon for Cale Samuels is a good one. Perfect positioning there. Caden Hunter with the puck now. A dangerous man sends it through at center ice. And they score immediately. Weber State gets out in front. 59 seconds in. It's a 1-0 game.
And just like that, I just mentioned the man who got the assist there, Caden Hunter. A great pass through, and what a start for Weber State. The opposite of what they had yesterday. They needed to come out, prove themselves, and it's just an amazing start. It's what you wanted if you are Weber.
This is the start Weber was looking for yesterday when they were facing off against the Utes. And again, I mentioned that they were in kind of uncharted territory with the way that they started in that contest. They go down 3-0 in the first period, something that hasn't happened all year long. And I think for Coach Nick Fornelius and the Utes, that's the game plan executed perfectly. You put them in a place where they're uncomfortable, where they haven't been before, and you try and get the best of them in that situation, and that's what they did. But a great start for Weber here. Stark contrast from their start in yesterday's contest. Good sequence temporarily from the Aggies. Kevin Norwood misses on that pass for Makar Kolachkov, and the first line will shift out for Weber State. Possessing, firing to Sam Pfeiffer, a dangerous man on the near side with the puck. He's going to send it back through, a nice shot that catches a piece of somebody before it can find its way to the net. DJ Pregame with the shot there, just off the mark. Weber State with possession now. Simon Verschoor, a very talented rookie with the puck. Corey Mader falls down and picks it right back up and just threads it through all the way to the net for Cale Samuels, who gets a piece of it. Now Verschoor finds the puck again, tries to send it up front, and it goes through a couple skates, can't find its mark. Back for Sam Pfeiffer. It's intercepted by Verschoor again, getting his name called a whole lot right now, as Jack LaFontaine retains possession and sends it forward through the neutral zone. Back it goes. Carter Merritt now with the puck, sending it all the way along the boards. And Teague Pilgrim intercepts it, a nice centering pass, but Weber there to shut down the chance. Good defense on display early from the Wildcats. Here comes Rob Simmons, and an offsides called as they get a little too excited entering the offensive zone.
Well, just to go back on going through that goal, it was a great pass from Caden Hunter through. He found the guy, Kevin Norwood, who scored the important goal yesterday against Utah that kind of gave some hope back for Weber State, although they weren't able to make the comeback. But that is exactly what they needed. Their big three guys coming through and putting up results today.
100%. Those are the guys they've been looking to all season long. Kevin Norwood, there's a reason why he wears the captain badge. He's been there, done that. He knows what it takes to win, and that's all. They're pretty much exclusively what they've done this year, except for last night's contest. So for Kevin Norwood, back-to-back games with a goal, back-to-back games with the first goal for Weber, and a big assist from Caden Hunter, now up to 56 on the year in that category. Just uncanny numbers between Makar Kalachkov and Caden Hunter. Now it's Utah State up front. Jack Wallace with the puck. Wallace looking for somewhere to go. He has it poked away and taken down on the ground. A nice physical hit there just to keep him off the point of attack. That pass misses the mark. Louis Azadi was the intended recipient. And we're going to have another icing going back down towards Weber State's side of the ice.
And so far from Utah State, we haven't seen them get settled in a true offensive rhythm. I like to see how their guys can do, especially after a game yesterday that was such a heartbreak. You want to see some momentum coming into this game and getting that early, which was taken out of them by that goal from Weber State.
About as ideal of a start as you could ask for if you're Weber State in this contest. Iron versus iron, these two opponents. Oh, big mistake from Cale Samuels, way out of position, trying to field that one behind his net. And he gets bailed out by a solid back check from Utah State. A nice pass right there, just missed the mark. Good intentions, poor execution. Dylan Walton wanted to find Ryan Diaz on that one. Nice save by Cale Samuels, just sending it wide with the blocker, and it's going to force a Weber reset in the neutral zone. Landon Reed bites it for a second, but pops right back up and gets a nice pass off. Through some traffic, a nice play by Carson Abercrombie to bat that one back down in front of him. All the way around the horn, a quick shot put on nets, and it can't find its way through. A couple sticks block it in transition. 15:55 left to play here in the first. Buchholz behind his own net, sends it down along the boards the other way. Now Utah State with possession. Carson Abercrombie playing some great defense to box out his man. Sent back down under, and Weber possesses right past the Utah logo, trying to find Noah Takitani, and he does. 2-on-1 entering the zone, and there it is. What a save by Cale Samuels.
Save.
Dangerous chance for Weber's early on already. Back behind the net it goes. Samuels with time to reposition there. But Weber doing a great job of playing keep away up front in their offensive zone. Now it's Hughes with the puck. Hughes circles, patiently waiting for reinforcements to arrive. There they are. Down under he sends it. Waiting in the corner, wedged off the puck. A nice play by Logan Baum. Playing physical hockey to get him off the puck. Now it's Caleb Sanborn getting wedged against the boards. And a couple Weber bodies there as well. Loose puck right in front of the net. Dangerous chance right there. Going for a Michigan, it looked like, was Noah Takitani. And he just had it batted down at the last second. Good opening sequence from Weber State defensively and offensively. Here's Caden Hunter. Hunter rips a shot. Nice save by Cale Samuels, and he opts to just cover it up and take the stoppage. 14.5 left to play here in the first. A 1-0 game courtesy of that immediate Kevin Norwood goal just 59 seconds into the game.
And this is what Weber State wanted. They wanted to show up. They wanted to show out. And so far, through the first 6 minutes of this game, they have done just that. Good start from Weber.
Just what the doctor ordered if you're wearing the purple and whites. Parker James with the puck sends it through center ice in the neutral zone. Off to Caden Hunter. A nice move by Makar Kalachkov. Takes it himself and scores. Top shelf. And that's the Kalachkov we're used to seeing. A big goal from number 16 and a 2-0 lead early here in the first.
And that point tally continues. The goal tally continues to rise. That's 45 goals now for the rookie Makar Kalachkov. I feel like we should have a goal tally here. We see the shot just go off great from Kalachkov. Top corner, absolutely nothing else that Eric Boltschultz could do about that shot. Makar Kolochkov doing what he has done all season and scoring for Weber State.
A huge play there to double down on the lead, and now the going gets tough. Utah State going to have to put their comeback caps on here pretty soon. You don't want to fall behind by any more than 2 goals, especially this early on in the game. A nice save by Cale Samuels there, covering up and opting for the stoppage with 13:58 to play here in the first.
And look at who it is again on the assist. It's Caden Hunter. Caden Hunter to Makar Kolochkov. It is the spell for this Weber State team. I don't think there has been an equation to solve what they have done all season.
And part of the reason why they had 35 wins and 0 losses coming into last night's contest, a big part of the reason, those 2 guys, Caden Hunter and Makar Kolochkov, have played at an elite level all year long. And here's another chance for Kolochkov. Kolochkov on the near side, circling right in front of the net, and a nice save by Cale Samuels to stonewall that chance. Dangerous play and a dangerous part of the ice. Utah State survives the drive, and now Wallace has got the puck on the near side. Tries to thread it through traffic, and just a barrage of Weber State bodies there to shut that chance down. Simon Verschoor, a little laggy with the puck entering the zone, and an offsides call. Let's have a face-off in the neutral zone just outside Cale Samuels' side of the ice.
And Utah State, like I said a couple minutes ago, they haven't been able to get their footing in this game. They need guys like Jack LaFontaine to get it going, a two-way man who can do things on offense and defense. He has 36 points himself this year. They're going to need guys like him to step up if they want to come back.
Battle for possession ensuing on the near side boards. Just through the neutral zone, a couple pokes keeps it away from the Aggies. They're able to repossess here. Quick possession that's immediately dropped off, and Dylan Walton in pursuit of the puck now. Sent through. Weber State with the advantage. Corey Mader just dunks it down, and Verschoor in pursuit. A little too late now. Luke Artukovic taking it himself. Sending it to center ice right by the logo. Verschoor shoots, and save made by Cale Samuels. Covers up with 12:39 left to play.
And an interesting thing as we're looking at Samuels, we also can look at both goaltenders now for both of these teams. A little bit different of starts than we would probably expect from both of these sides. For Utah State, we'll look at Cale Samuels. He doesn't have that many starts this year. 9 starts with 6 wins, 3 losses. One of those was against this Weber State side. And then we'll look on the other end, Eric Boltschultz, who has 9 starts as well, but he is 9-0 for this Weber State side.
Pretty hard to compete with that. Undefeated record. Not something you find every day. Another cover-up job from Cale Samuels, and another face-off ensuing on the far side circle with just under 12.5 to play.
And the thing there is you're giving these goaltenders who maybe don't get as much play an opportunity in a big game to get some footing, because this doesn't just set you up for this year. This also sets you up for years to come with guys that still have some years of eligibility under their belt.
I mean, and that's what we've centered on so much with this rookie Weber class. I mean, look at the production they've got from Matthew Hewell, Simon Verschoor, Tim Mattingly, and of course Makar Kolochkov. The future is bright if you're wearing a purple jersey, to say the least. And the same can be said about Utah State. Great production this year all around. And pretty much everybody in their lineup. I mean, you look at the top 5 guys, and they all have 30-plus points, all big producers. There's a defenseman in that mix, and Jack LaFontaine. They do a lot of things in the right way. And now possessing on the far side. Weber State looking for a quick clear to get it out of their zone. Utah State playing up on the advantage, looking to get one across in the score column for the first time this afternoon. Big turnover there. Quick shot save made, and a nice one by Eric Buchholz. Able to cover up with 11.5 to play in the first. And frankly, so far as we approach the halfway point of this period, it's been all Weber early on.
And that's really, like you said, the first thing that Eric Buchholz has had to do all game. And in all credit to Utah State, they did put pressure on that play, but that's really because of a turnover by Weber State. They have been practically flawless in their play today throughout the first 9 minutes, give or take.
Good chance in the neutral zone, and Utah State able to hold the possession. They're sending it across the blue line down into the near side corner. Couple of bodies fighting for possession, and Utah State able to win that battle, keeping it down on the left side of the ice. 11 left to play in our opening period. Back behind the net it goes. A nice play of physical hockey right in front. A great save by Buckles. The best chance of the game so far for Utah State. Nearly take advantage and get on the board with 10:53 to play.
And so far, it's been all Weber State, but just right here in the last minute and a half, we've seen a lot better play from this Utah State forward attack. They need to get guys like Sam Pfeiffer and Zach Byers involved in this game.
Well, what they do have working on their side is the clock. Not even past halfway done in this period. There's still more than enough time for Utah State to make their mark in this opening period. Owen Ramsey back on defense, and a body next to him. Wedged up against the boards. Caden Hunter looking for possession. Ramsey's got it. Ramsey goes along the board. 16-on-16 action as Kolachkov swipes it right from him. Dangerous chance here. Open ice shot taken, and it's just wide. And I'm sure Parker James wanted to light the lamp bad there. Would have made it a 3-goal opening period for the Wildcats. A nice move to get some space. Wallace has got it. Wallace looking for somewhere to go, and he has it pickpocketed right from him. Way up there, that puck screaming by the rafters, and now a quick reset. Utah State finally able to get the puck out of their zone, but it's through the neutral zone, and Weber State looking to keep possession placed right there. A quick dish down and a change of skates on the ice for the Aggies. 9:45 left to play in our first period. Possessing behind his net. A nice pass into the neutral zone with some speed. Simon Verschuer walks that line wide open. Tim Mattingly sends it across, and he just misses on the mark with that shot. Nearly a 3-0 game. Verschuer gets the rebound after the Artukovic shot. Sent right back out front. Artukovic, one-timer. Block made by Utah State, and that's what we saw them doing so well in yesterday's contest against Montana State, was putting the body in harm's way to stop the shots and do Titan Anderson yesterday a favor. Today it's Cale Samuels in net. Another nice play by Cale Samuels, and Utah State survives unscathed. Through the neutral zone it goes, looking for somewhere to put it, and Tim Mattingly ends up with the puck. A diving attempt right in front, pass to the other side of the crease, and it just misses the mark. Inches away from a 3-0 game. Artukovic, the intended recipient there, and he's got it. Sent back up to the point for Mattingly. Screen shot, save made, rebound Weber. Verschuer with the puck, looking for somewhere to go. Sending it up to the point for Tim Mattingly. Shots well wide of the net, but Weber just stacking on the pressure right now until finally Utah State able to see the clear down ice.
And even in those moments, Weber State is just able to cycle that puck around, find those clear-cut chances, and put pressure on every ounce of this Utah State team. Not really giving them any room to breathe. Even though Utah State's putting this pressure, you can see skaters looking for these open gaps, and now you can see right against the boards here what Simmons is able to do.
Here comes Rob Simmons, a quick shot. Opts to just take it himself, and Cale Samuels covers up. So with 7:56 left in the first, a stoppage and a face-off coming from Utah State's side of the ice. And I really think we've seen in this first period, we were just doing an excellent job of possessing. It's plays like these. Look at that movement. Tape to tape to tape to tape. Always somebody open is the way it seems. And wow, that was inches away from a 3-0 game.
I mean, you have a wide open goal. All you had to do was put it in. He was inches away, just couldn't finish it off.
Tough angle to be taking that shot. But you're exactly right, a wide open net to work with. They're going to want that one back. Fortunately, they're dealing with a 2-0 lead. Zach Byers tries to do it himself that time and has it swiped right from him. Sent back down under, a big hit laid in front of the Weber State bench. And another big turnover this time. It's Utah State possessing on that end. Pfeiffer gets it off his tape to Pregame. Pregame behind the net sends it all the way around the horn for Owen Ramsey. A delayed penalty here, so an extra skater on the ice for Utah State. Their best chance of the game. There's a quick shot taken from right behind the red line. Up to the point for Ramsey. Screen shot. Dangling in the air. It stays in play, and it's still on the far side corner. Utah State doing an excellent job of holding Weber away. And it looks like Weber taking the first penalty of the game with 7:11 here through the 5:11 mark left in this first. An extra skater for the Aggies.
Well, discipline was an issue for Weber State yesterday. These are in-state rivalries, right? They play each other a lot, which means there is some emotion there. You have to keep it in check in games like this. Although you have a 2-0 lead, you give a team like Utah State, who has been good all year, those moments, those chances to be up a skater, it can kill you.
We'll have to see how Weber State's penalty kill unit looks this afternoon. Quick shot from Logan Baum. And Utah State finally putting together a nice sequence on offense these last couple minutes with that extra skater out there. And after that delayed penalty was flagged initially, had a couple bodies up front cycling it well. Here's Teague Pilgrim with the puck, entering the offensive zone on the near side boards. Couple of bodies fighting for the puck, and it's sent up to Owen Ramsey. Ramsey back down below for Teague Pilgrim, back to Ramsey up top. Right by the logo, takes a shot, and Buchholz makes it look easy on the save. Killed about 40 seconds there, or just under 40 seconds off the power play.
We'll see the penalty here. Looks like, or maybe this is the penalty. Now this is a replay of that last shot that we saw a couple minutes ago, that good chance. But it was interesting to see how Weber has been attacking this game. All it has been is doing what they've done all season, which they weren't able to do yesterday against Utah, but it's like they're back to their old ways today against Utah State.
So I believe that's a 2-minute minor for hooking for Keegan Clark. Good shot from Sam Pfeiffer. He's going to get his own rebound. Well, Pregame will take it and send it back to Pfeiffer underneath. He's got it right below the red line, sends it up to LaFontaine, who sends it across the way. A nice keep there. Down below now for Pregame. A nice pass from Braden Mooney. Mooney trying to wedge the edge, and he does. But a good clear from Weber State and much needed time off the clock. A good catch from Cale Samuels. Catches them in transition. One-time shot save made by Buchholz. Good sequence there from the Aggies, especially between Sam Pfeiffer and DJ Pregame.
Good chances here. 41 seconds left on this power play for Utah State. They've been able to create some decent chances, getting more shots on goal. It's all about the execution. If they can start cycling this puck, maybe get a pass in front of goal, create some chaos in front of Buchholz's goal, cause some chaos here in the last 30 seconds.
Time running thin on him now. A great clear from Weber has them set up well again. Cale Samuels a little bit out of place in his net, and a big turnover now. Caden Hunter going to try and kill the rest of this power play himself. 22 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Now reinforcements arrive for Utah State. Landon Reed doing everything he can to play keep away. And that'll just about kill the rest of the penalty. Final 5 seconds coming up. Keegan Clark eagerly awaiting his return onto the ice. And here it is, back to full strength. So Weber State survives unscathed. Utah State struggling to get pucks on net currently. But the power play certainly did them a favor in that regard. Nice job playing keep away by Jarrett Dudshus. Underneath. Sent down below to Zach Byers. A good pass, finding the open man. A wraparound shot kept out by Buchholz, and an easy save there. Rebound Weber. Good job playing pesky defense by the Aggies. 4:38 remain to play here in the first. Good pass from Parker James, and a quick shot as well. Just couldn't get it to go. Caden Hunter with a nice one-time effort there. Diaz has got it. He's entering the zone, sending one on net that just misses wide. And his line mate gets it along the sideboards. Trying to keep it in play and unable to. And offsides is called with 4:12 left to play in our opening period.
I want to go back to how Weber State attacked that last 30 seconds on the PK unit. the aggressiveness, right? We've talked about being aggressive throughout this tournament, and typically the team that is more aggressive has won the game. Weber State has shown their willingness to get these second chance opportunities, the second person to the puck, getting rebounds, fighting for positioning. They have done a great job throughout this entire game of doing that. Utah State needs to pick their heads up and get in better spots if they want to create more chances like they did in that power play.
They need more sustained possessions, especially in the offensive side of the ice. We've seen 8 shots from them in this period, but they haven't been high percentage looks, whereas Weber has schemed up at the very least 3 great chances where they've almost scored or have scored on each of them. Buchholz sends it around the horn, trying to find his lineman, and a big hit laid right in front of the Weber State bench. Man, slow to get up, and hopefully everything okay there. Going for a quick check on him is Colin Morrill. He was the one who applied the boom, and hopefully everything okay. It's Logan Baum again. Kid's tough as nails. We saw him yesterday take a slap shot in the shoulder, go down for half a second, and then realize, wait, I got to set an example here. Pop right back up and get in front of another block shot.
Big hit there, just right up against the boards. Hope he's okay. He was wedged pretty good there. Looks like he was able to get off the ice. That's always good to see. We love to see players give the thumbs up to the fans, say that they're all right, and they'll be able to get back on the ice here soon.
It's definitely much preferred than the inverse, not being able to give the thumbs up. So a good sign from Logan Baum there. Going to be black and blue and tattered after this long weekend of play. But hopefully it's not all for naught. They're able to get the performance they want in this Saturday afternoon contest. The game determining our third place victor in the MWCHL playoffs. There's a nice move right in front by Pregame, going low blocker side, and a good shot as well. Great chance there for Utah State, but Weber State snuffs it out. LaFontaine has the puck right in front of him. Into the near side corner with a man on his tail. He gets it off his tape quickly, and that pass misses the mark. Now Rob Simmons in pursuit with Sam Pfeiffer up front. Pfeiffer in pursuit of the puck. He's got it with LaFontaine to his left. He drops it off. LaFontaine tries to cut up ice and has it swiped from him. Now Louis Azadi with the puck on his tape. A couple of bodies bouncing around, everybody with the same objective, get the puck. 2:15 left to play here in the first period. Louis Azadi was the intended recipient there. And the pass was just a little too strong. Great pass right out front, and Azadi just couldn't get the tap he wanted on it. A lucky break there for Cale Samuels in the Utah State back check. Here comes Pregame with some space, cutting along the boards on the inside. Now back behind the red line, tried to center that pass, and just nobody home to take the shot he was looking for. Zach Byers gets it off to Tate Jensen. Jensen sends it in back behind the nets. Now up front, it's Caleb Sanborn. Sanborn gets that puck in, sends it towards the net where it's eaten up by Weber, and now they have a chance to try and drive the other way. A 2-0 game here if you're just tuning in. Weber with 2 decisive goals in the early stages of this period, and they've done a great job of playing keep away since then.
Yeah, Weber, after those 2 goals, really just settled into this game. Like you said, they were able to control the puck, but Utah State has edged their way slowly but surely back into this game, getting more shots on goal, making this a little bit more even and a bit more of a scrub match for the puck. But it's about the decisive plays and not turning over the puck in dangerous positions in the neutral zone where Weber can be dangerous getting on the attack.
Well, that's where they find it best, when they have these long, sustained drives where they can cycle it around. Then they could just pop somebody open, and they make those goals look easy, like this one right here. Just a little bit too much on it from Colin Morrill, but a great idea there. And Weber nearly had their third. Morrill takes a shot, save made by Samuels. Covered up as well, and 50 seconds left to play here in the first.
And Samuels has been pretty good in this game, able to get positioning right. However, the shots that he has seen haven't been the ones that Utah State wants to give up. You can't give it up to the big 3. Utah yesterday did a very good job on closing down the big three of Makar Kolachkov, Caden Hunter, and Kevin Norwood, as that shot goes off, almost getting past Eric Buchholz.
Buchholz with the nice stop. The Aggies looking for a late period goal here. It's going to be tough to get with only 30 seconds remaining in the first. Second still ticking. Utah State with a nice drive there. Teague Pilgrim is able to possess the puck up front and trying to set something up. Some late period action here. Hold everything. Ramsey with a shot on net. Wide open. Second effort. And it just misses wide. The best chance of the game so far for Utah State. And they just come up empty. Final 3 seconds. Shot taken and deflected wide. Weber State survives unscathed. It's a shutout period for Eric Buchholz. And a 2-goal period for the Weber State Wildcats. They lead comfortably after 1 period.
Yeah, and those 2 goals from Kevin Norwood and Makar Kolachkov, what we expected to see yesterday and this weekend from this Weber State side. Very good showing in this first period, how they wanted to come out and re-establish themselves. Utah State, on the other hand, not playing as good as we've seen them play this weekend. Yesterday, they put up a good performance. They didn't get the job done. You feel almost as if that game against Montana State maybe took some air out of their sails, and they haven't been able to catch it since, at least in this first period.
Well, they still got 2 periods left to catch that wind again and get back on track. A 2-0 game through our first period. We'll be back in just about 15 minutes right here on the Utah Hockey Broadcast Network. Welcome back after our first intermission. Same game that you left at if you missed the first period. 2-0 Weber in front. And let's take a look at some of the highlights from that first period. And just a couple of goals to speak of, the first of which 59 seconds into the game. Kevin Norwood does it himself, assisted by Caden Hunter, burying it in the back of the net and giving his side the lead. Buchholz was all over the place in that first period, albeit not tested quite as much as Cale Samuels of Utah State, but regardless, still a great first period for Weber State. They take the 2-0 lead, supplied by that Kevin Norwood goal and Makar Kalachkov's 45th goal of the season. That's the Makar we're used to seeing, and just a great first period if you're wearing the white and purple.
Yeah, and overall, we saw an amazing performance from this Weber State team. Exactly what we expected to see from this Weber State team. Utah State didn't show up as we expected them to after an amazing game yesterday against Montana State, who made it to the championship by one shot. Utah State could be in this 7:30 matchup tonight if it wasn't for a single goal. And honestly, I haven't really seen that type of championship play from them so far.
No, we haven't. And there's a lot of game left to be played, 2 full periods, in fact. But you're exactly right. Not as aggressive as we saw them come out of the gates yesterday. They scored early on and took an early lead against Montana State, then held that lead the majority of the game until the waning moments of the game where they gave it up or give up the tying goal, then go to overtime and end up losing despite the heroics of Titan Anderson. I mean, at the end of the day, that was Nikolai Wallery versus Titan Anderson, and Nikolai Wallery wins the battle in overtime.
Yep.
But a great contest nonetheless, and Weber State with, I think, what we could confidently call their worst performance of the year last night. They end up coming out slow out of the gates. They give up 3 goals in the opening period, which hasn't happened all year against them. And when you put a team in an uncomfortable position like that, somewhere they're not used to being, good things happen if you're the one putting them in that position, and that's exactly what happened for Utah last night. Now Weber State up early 2-0. They're looking to add to that lead, hop on the gas pedal, and put this game to bed.
Yeah, and while Weber State's looking to do that, I expect that aggressive approach from Utah State that we didn't see in the first period to come out in this second period. You would expect this Utah State team, with where they are at in the rankings in the region, to come out with some fire now, because this game isn't just about a third place matchup. Of course it is. They want to be third place in this tournament, but it's also about regionals, and regionals is going to be important. They're going to be back on this ice sheet, but it depends on the seeding. Where are they going to be? They don't want to fall too low and have a long weekend in regionals. They want to be the higher seed where they could be standing at, and I am sure that is exactly what Coach Sam Lidquist told them in the locker room.
100%. And I mean, obviously, your MWCHL championship hopes and dreams come to a close after that performance yesterday. But you can't write yourself up. You still got every chance in the world here to go out, take third place at the MWCHL, help your own standing, as you're mentioning, in regionals. The year is far from over. From every game every team involved in the 2 games we're watching today, all of these teams are still playing meaningful hockey. And for Utah State, I think that starts with getting a goal of their own here, but a dangerous task with Weber State playing as well as they are right now. And that's not going to help matters. It looks like a tripping call or an infraction of some form or another just about 15 seconds into this second period. Not the ideal start for the Aggies.
And that is the opposite, exactly what you said. The opposite start that the Aggies wanted to have. Discipline is key. And we can look at how Weber State comes out. They came out aggressive, immediately getting the puck in the offensive zone, being able to attack. We saw all that in the first period, and now they get 2 minutes of man-up hockey to get a second insurance goal and go up by 3 in this game.
Gives them a great opportunity, and Weber State certainly potent on the power play all year long. Here's a good chance for them. 1:48 left to play on the one-man advantage for Weber. Just over 30 seconds into this second period. Quick shot save made by Cale Samuels in net, coming out of position to make that one.
We're seeing that tripping call now. Clear trip from Jared Hitchkus there. Tough start for Utah State. Now their PK unit really going to be tested. Overall this year, they're 70% on the kill. Good stats from the Aggies.
A position they're used to being in. I mean, we've already seen it in this tournament, them playing from behind and coming back for late night heroics in games. And they're looking for a similar story in this contest here, down 2 early on in the game. Looking to stop the bleeding there, though. Don't want to fall behind any more than 2. Matthew Huell with the puck, sending it down below. Quick shot, save made. What a play by Cale Samuels to keep that one out. All reactionary there. 1/10 of a second he had to make that move. Under a minute left to play on the 5-on-4 power play. Big turnover. Good part of the ice. Huell's got a great chance, and he misses wide. But able to keep it on the other side is Hunter. Hunter sends it down below. And now scooped up right by the slot, sent back to the points. Kalachkov with the puck. He gets it swiped away. A great play by the penalty kill unit of the Aggies. Able to get that one all the way down the ice and get some fresh skates on their penalty kill unit. 30 seconds remaining on the main advantage for Weber State. DJ Pregame playing up, and we've already seen in this tournament that aggressive play style on defense can benefit hugely, especially in games like this where you're down early. Verschuer takes a man down, and looks like we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey for at least 10 seconds.
And that is big for Utah State. They catch a break now for 10 seconds. We have some open ice, but right after that, Verschuer is going to be in the sin bin for 2 minutes, giving Utah State about 1 minute and 50 seconds of man-up hockey. Hopefully for them, if you're an Aggies fan, able to capitalize on it and get back into this game.
Certainly their best chance of the game so far. We saw them have a great scoring chance earlier in that first period, but they couldn't take advantage of it. Now they're going to have some real time with an extra skater out there, about 1 minute and 50 to work with on the 5-on-4. 4-on-4 for the next 5 seconds. Dudshaw's about to check out of the box, and he does. Back to full strength are the Aggies. A 2-0 contest. The Aggies looking to draw that lead to 1. Entering the offensive zone with some speed. A great pass to Logan Baum, who takes a shot that is put waist side, and a nice save over there by Eric Buchholz. Now back behind the net, both sides fighting for possession. The Aggies have it. They're cycling around the horn, waiting for something to open up. DJ Pregame cutting towards the net. Second effort's there, and another good save by Eric Buchholz. A few of them there in just a few seconds.
He wasn't tested as much as we may have expected in that first period, but now on this penalty, he is going to have to come up big for his PK unit, covering and being in good positioning, as he has all year. I mean, a 9-0 record stands for itself, but now it is going to be key for Utah State to show the pressure and the heart and the grit that they had yesterday and throughout this tournament.
Pyers with the puck. He gets it up to the point for LaFontaine. LaFontaine down below for Zach Pyers, and across for Caleb Sanborn. Back to LaFontaine, back to Pyers, back to LaFontaine. Shot, deflection in front, and a good save on the reaction by Buchholz again. Now, Makar Kalachkov had a good chance there, but he just missed the heel of that puck. Couldn't quite grab it in time. All the way around the horn it goes. Jack LaFontaine's got it. Cutting around behind the net, he drops it off. And a couple of sticks for Weber make that one a little more difficult to keep a hold of. Back for Sanborn, a couple bodies go down, and now Norwood's got some speed. Good defense from LaFontaine, shuts the chance down before it could pick up.
Seeing pressure here from the two stars of this Weber State team, Kevin Norwood and Makar Kalachkov, doing a great job on putting pressure on the power play unit for this Aggies team.
Parker James with some good defense to shut down the chance from Sam Pfeiffer. LaFontaine's got it. He gets it to Pyers. Pyers through traffic, sends it back down below for Sanborn. Sanborn across for Pyers. Pyers on the other end sends it down. Waiting and firing back to the point. Pyers rips a shot that deflects out front and misses wide. Weber State survives the PK, and they're back to full strength. Jack Wallace with the puck. He's going to send it along the boards for Teague Pilgrim. Back to Wallace, and down below, trying to poke it in front. Dangerous chance. Couldn't quite get it to go. Down by the face-off circle, a couple of bodies trying to get it off of Pyers. Pyers by himself, right in front. Shot taken, and it just misses wide. Utah State looking a lot more reformed in this second period so far, but Kalachkov looking to change that here. Dangerous chance in front. Great save by Samuels, and he covers up as well. 15-18 left to play. And let's take a look at that last sequence from Utah State. A couple of really nice shots set up for themselves. That one, no different. Deflected in front. A great save made by Buchholz.
Yep. And it's all about the positioning there. Eric Buchholz making sure he is in the right spot at the right time, switching sides to that weak side to make sure to make a big save.
Sent along the boards on the near side, looking for a clear. Unable to get it. A nice move from Aiden Thede. Now they will get the clear they're looking for. Back outside the zone, they're going to have to reset. Taken by Teague Pilgrim, a nice move, but he couldn't keep handle of the puck. Dish that one down into the corner and kill some time off the clock. Officially a quarter of the way into this second period. Just a little under 15 minutes left to play. Down below it goes. Wallace has got it. He makes a nice move cutting through traffic, tries to get it to Ty Morris. Morris never saw it. Now Wallace crushes a man into the boards and gets crushed in redemption. Now a 2-on-2, both sides looking for the puck. Utah State ends up with it, and it's Wallace containing, firing, quick shot, easy save for Eric Buchholz, who continues to play like a brick wall back there. Utah State looking much better in this period so far in terms of possession and cycling the puck, and albeit likely a large part of that reason because they've been on the power play for the last 2 minutes.
Yes, and I'd say that that power play ignited a fire in them. It gave them some momentum that is carrying on, at least in the last minute or so, that they've been even strength against this Weber State side. We're seeing a lot more time of possession on the offensive end for Utah State.
Now with possession, it's Weber State trying to send it through center ice, and Sam Pfeiffer catches it. Now it's up to DJ Freegang. He sends it down past the neutral zone and all the way down onto the Weber State corner. Weber waiting, big turnover. Freegang shoots, and a dangerous pass that time. Weber State a little bit lucky that Freegang couldn't take advantage. A good shot put on net nonetheless. And Utah State gonna have to keep chugging away. Just looking for the one. Zach Pyers has got it. He sends it along the boards for Freegang. Freegang, foot pass to himself. Good feel right there from Gifford. Gifford gets it off to Sam Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer on the backhand, puts one on nets. And a good save by Buchholz again. Weber State playing like they're on the penalty kill right now. And they're not. They're at full strength. So a much different Utah State form of aggressiveness we're seeing in this second period. Here's Caden Hunter, a dangerous man, cutting up, shooting on nets. Rebound right there, and a big block from Logan Baum again. That one deflects out of play, and a huge stoppage with 13:19 left on the clock here in this second period. Utah State catching up in a big way in that shot total category, up to 15 now, and a lot of that production has been centered in this period.
Well, just as we're talking about the aggressiveness from Utah State in this period, Weber State is still a dangerous team. Even when they aren't in possession of the puck, they put pressure on any player of the opposing team and make sure they can get good chances.
Here's Caden Hunter right up front. Huell's going to take a one-time shot, a nice save from Cale Samuels. Dangerous chance there again, put to rest by Samuels.
Yeah, and you see it here. The moment Weber State gets opportunities to possess the puck in the offensive zone, they're going to hold it, and they're not going to let anyone get near it until they get a clear-cut chance on net.
Weber wins the draw. It's Matt Huell with the puck. Looking for somewhere to go. Sends it down into the corner where it's intercepted by LaFontaine. A nice play there defensively. Gets wedged against the boards and keeps possession somehow, driving into the offensive zone. Oh, all the way across the net it goes, and another huge chance put to bed by the Weber State back check. Danger close that time. 12:40 left to play in our middle period. Sanborn gets that one off quickly and tries to get it to LaFontaine. LaFontaine trying to send it to Mooney, and Weber State able to intercept. Looking for their third goal in the opening 2 periods. A nice poke from Zach Pyers to force a reset into the neutral zone. Makar Kalachkov sends that one ahead. And now Caden Hunter's got it, waiting for the offense to get its bearings back in time. A perfect centering pass, just nobody to write it home. Approaching the 12-minute left mark here in the second period. Right by the logo. Taken by Kalachkov and sent back down for Huell. Huell's got it with Kalachkov to his left, tries to send it to him, and Utah State able to get a piece of that one. A couple nice taps, and now Weber State's going to have to reset. Zach Pyers up front. A good pass through traffic, and a Wildcat ends up with it. A quick shot on net, easy save for Cale Samuels. Approaching the halfway point of this second period. Nobody's broken through in the score column just yet in this period. What does Utah State have to do to get right back in this game?
I mean, they're doing good things on putting more pressure, and the intensity is rising for them. You can tell they're being more physical, but what they need to do is get the puck away from these key pieces for Weber State. You can't let these one-on-one opportunities with Caden Hunter or Makar Kalachkov. You're leaving the lanes too open for them to find each other. That is how they've scored. When you're letting Caden Hunter have wide open room, he finds the open man. They need to shut down those lanes and get this puck on Weber State's side of the ice.
Lefty Feedy takes a shot, and it deflects high and out of play. So another stoppage, another face-off coming up from the far side, near side circle this time. I think you're exactly right. Possession, a big part of it. I think Utah State, the last thing they want to do is allow a Weber State goal. Yeah. They want to keep them right where they are at just a 2-goal deficit. Able to work back from that, the worst lead in hockey, right? But it starts with their one and shutting down the key Weber players, like you said. I mean, when you allow Makar Kalachkov to get open space on you, that's when he scores. It's the same with Caden Hunter in finding assists and scoring himself. These guys are at their best when they're left unaddressed. Now it's Tate Jensen driving across the neutral zone. Quick shot, save made, and a good hold by Buchholz. 11:13 left to play in our second period of action.
Seeing opportunities like that, just getting a shot on goal. Now you have an opportunity for a face-off on the offensive end. You give yourself a possibility to gain momentum, to possibly win this face-off and move this puck around.
Weber State winners of the draw and trying to get possession rolling that way. They might have it. A good poke at center ice, but Ty Morris has got some speed. He's taken down on the ground by Aiden Feedy. A nice hit there. In open ice, he finds him. Now he's looking for an open man in the neutral zone. He's got him. Entering with speed, trying to center that pass right in front of ice. Initial save from Samuels. But Weber gets a rebound right there, and it is a 3-0 game in a heartbeat. Corey Mader buries it in the back of the net.
And man, it's just that shot out in front. Misses and finds the wide open stick. Mader there to slot that one into the wide open net. Great shot, great goal, great play from Weber State.
And exactly what you wanted to see. If you're on the Weber State side of things, another beautiful goal. There was virtually no chance that wasn't going in. Look how much room he's got to work with all day to get that pass and shot off, and an easy goal for number 10, Corey Mader.
To drive a fire truck through that gap.
10.5 minutes left in the second. All the way down it goes, and the icing nearly called for a second, waved off at the final moment there. Rob Simmons was the intended recipient of that pass. Now Merrill sends it down. And Utah State's got possession. Through the neutral zone they go, trying to find Sam Pfeiffer, and there he is. Pfeiffer, quick shot, just a little bit high, and Baum's on the rebound. Baum sends it behind the net. Buchholz out of position, but it doesn't matter. Weber State's going to get the rebound. Sent through center ice, and now with some speed on the far side, a nice hit to get him off the puck. DJ Freegang's got it now. He gets hit by Rob Simmons. Simmons has the puck find him right away. Him and Logan Baum both down on the ice, and here's a good chance for Utah State. Logan Gifford right in front, and they just miss. He wanted Sam Pfeiffer on the pass and nearly had him. That would have been a huge, huge first goal. Sam Pfeiffer up front for Pyers. Pyers on the forehand, and Pfeiffer in front. Huge save by Buchholz. And the second effort still bouncing around down there. And Utah State still with possession. Baum calls for it at the point. Keeps it on the line, waved off. Quick shot by Pregame goes well wide. And Utah State with the pressure now. Jack LaFontaine sends it up to the point, back to LaFontaine. Around the logo, Baum's got it. Baum, quick shot, save made, and covered up by Buchholz. Good pressure there from Utah State, just no cigar to show for it.
And we'll get to take a look at this save and how this pressure builds from Weber State. Huge moments here from Cale Samuels on that end. But it's Eric Buchholz on this side who made a huge kick save to push that puck out and not allow the goal for Utah State.
There's a good chance for Weber. They've got numbers. Quick shot save made by Samuels. A game-saving save to keep it at just a 3-0 tune. Jaden Hughes finding space. Quick shot on the forehand. Save made again by Cale Samuels. And now Utah State's got some numbers. 2-on-2 entering the zone. Finds a wide open man. Hard of the defense, and he loses the puck there. That was Zach Pyers was the intended man on the pass. Now Weber's got numbers, a 2-on-1 the other way. Finding the open man, quick shot, and they score! It's a 4-0 game. Pouring it on here in the second. They've doubled their lead in just 12 minutes of 4-0 tune.
Man, and maybe Utah State coming into this period thought they were getting back in, but what a tough break. I can't believe the wide openness and the great finish here. I mean, just to be one-on-none, you're a 2-on-1 opportunity, great finish. Weber State putting on a show for the fans in this third place matchup.
Bit more like the Weber State team we were expecting to see last night. And what a heads-up play by Jaden Hughes there. Waiting patiently for his lane to open up. He let Cale Samuels get set up against the post, and that opened that top shelf. What a goal for Weber State. It's a 4-0 game. Sakitani with the puck. He's going to send it up to the point. Quick shot. That one goes wide, and Kalachkov's got it now. Kalachkov down below, sending that pass behind the crease. Up to Aiden Thede. Thede, quick shot, save made. Put wide by Cale Samuels. Wow, what a move by Caden Hunter. Finding space, showing off the skills. Right in front, a dangerous chance put to bed by Samuels again. 4 goals already for Weber State. Caden Hunter on the forehand, right by the Utah logo. Quick shot, save made by Samuels. Second effort's there, but the whistle's already blown. That did end up in the back of the net, but not before time was called.
And I'll say this, for Cale Samuels, sorry, he hasn't been able to get grip on the puck or catch it with his glove as we would normally expect. He struggled to freeze the puck as much as we would see from him normally. It's an interesting sight. Maybe it's the pressure. Having 4 goals scored on you, it's tough to see. But even in that moment, that's won 50-50 by the officials. It could have gone either way. That could have been 5-0 had it not been help from the men in stripes.
Danger close pretty much every time you're playing Weber. They've just been pouring it on in this period. An onslaught of shots, making Cale Samuels' life very difficult between the pipes. Mattingly's got it. He sends it through traffic where it is immediately snuffed out. And now with some speed, trying to get the open man is Eli Reeves through center ice. Now it's up to Ryan Diaz. Reeves gets a tap on it and sends it down below. And now Weber State able to get the possession that they're looking for. Driving it back is Carter Merritt, sending it all the way down. Corey Mader up front trying to apply the pressure. Utah State's able to get the clear, but now Parker James holds. On the other side, it's Colin Morrill back defensively, and he might get tested here by DJ Freegang. Loses his stick, and now Logan Baum back. Big turnover, good chance here. Entering the zone with some speed is Keegan Clark. Clark sends it up front for Verschoor. Verschoor, quick shot save made by Samuels. A nice effort there to shut down the scoring chance. Weber playing well in all phases in this second period. There's a perfect example of it. Good on the back check to shut that pass down and prevent anything from coming to fruition in their zone. Really, we saw early on in this period Utah State doing a good job of keeping it on this side of the ice. Since then, Weber State has had the pucks glued to their stick.
And really all that Weber had to do was score one goal, and that's going to be a penalty.
That is definitely a no-no. You cannot do that. Likely a 2-minute minor for tripping coming up against Keegan Clark, which would be his second penalty of the game.
And that is exactly what it will be as Clark goes into the sin bin. But like we were just talking about, Utah State has not been able to get anything going after that goal from Corey Mater. It's just been bad pass after bad pass, or even a missed save here or there from Cale Samuels. It just hasn't come together. It's like they finally got the wind in their sails, and it immediately got poked out by a goal from Weber State.
And they haven't been able to fully capitalize on what little opportunities they have had, like that one in front of the net for Sam Pfeiffer, just a little off the mark on that pass. They've had a few chances tonight, maybe not as many as Weber, but they haven't taken full well advantage of them just yet. They're going to need to do that in the final 5 minutes here with this man advantage, and they're going to need to do that in the third if they want to keep pace in this game. Here's Logan Baum. Baum sends it all the way down around the horn where Artukovic goes to field it and does. Caleb Sanborn with a little stick lift to get him off the puck, but it doesn't matter. A big clear right there. Samuel's just trying to thread it on the other side. Touched at center ice through the neutral zone, so the icing's waved off. Another clear all the way down the length of the court, and just a great job by this Weber State PK unit so far.
Dangerous from Samuels there. He held on to that puck for just a second too long, and it's those type of things that it's just small mental mistakes being made by this Aggies side, and I don't know whether it was that first period that got into them or maybe them just losing the momentum in this second, but something needs to be said on that bench to get their heads back in this game. Yes, you're down by 4, but you still have 25 minutes of hockey left to make something of this game.
I think that's the exact outlook you should have in a contest like this. You're down big. Not much has gone your way thus far, but the last thing you want to do is start thinking in extremes, right? Like, oh man, I guess it's already over. Full period of hockey left, but whatever, it's 4-0. That's the last thing these guys are doing. They want to get one. It starts with one to get the monkey off the back and go from there. Obviously facing a very stout defense, a very stout penalty kill defense, but we've seen crazier happen, and Utah State looking for some magic here at the tail end of this second period. Wedged against the boards, Pilgrim gets hit pretty hard, and another big clear from this Weber State penalty kill unit that is just allowing zero ground to be treaded on.
Big moments, and Samuel took a spill on the ice.
Now DJ Freegang with some speed, cutting up in the offensive zone, just a little off the mark on that pass to Pilgrim. Back to Pilgrim. Pilgrim lets it roll all the way to LaFontaine. LaFontaine, a quick shot right in front, just going for a deflection, and nobody's able to ring it home. That one out of play, and with 22 seconds left on the power play, Weber State's done an excellent job killing the first minute 40.
Yeah, they've done a very good job on this PK unit, and I don't think we expect anything else from a team that so far up to this year, they have 83% on the PK. They're a great unit out there, but they're also going against a decent on the at-home Utah State team, 63% on the power play this year. Interesting to see how Utah comes out of this with nothing and how they respond in this last 3 minutes, as it seems Weber State going to be able to kill this.
You know, when we usually mention the time, don't want to let it be a factor. Here's a good drive by Jack LaFontaine, and a late whistle coming as well, or a delayed penalty, I should say. And I wonder if it's going to be goaltender interference or tripping. It looks like a Weber State man going to the box. And it looks to be Aiden Thiede for the second straight 2-minute stretch. Utah State is going to have a man advantage.
And it looks like just right there, it was a trip in the back. That's big for this Utah State side. They weren't able to just barely convert on that last tripping call. Now they have another 2 minutes. Weber State is pretty much giving them gift after gift right here. Utah State, it's on them. It's their responsibility to take hold of these chances.
Final 3.5 minutes of our second period of regulation. And you're exactly right. Another golden chance gifted to them by Weber State. Now, the question is, can Utah State take advantage of it for the first time tonight? Still looking for that elusive first goal. Sent to the point, and Baum loses it. So they're going to have to reset. Bit of a sloppy play in transition there for the Aggies. Now time running thin on them. Still 1.5 minutes to play, however, on the power play. Approaching the 17-minute mark of this second period. 1:20 left to go on the power play. Owen Ramsey's got it. Ramsey threading it through. Got a piece of it right there. Or did he? All the way down it goes, and icing called. And with 73 seconds left on the power play, we're going to go back down onto the near side face-off, the far side face-off circle for a draw just outside Cale Samuel's crease.
We've talked about a lot of the mental mistakes that Utah State has made so far in this game, but can we give credit to what is causing that? And it has to be the skill of this Weber State side, the pressure that they're putting on them. It's consistent, and it's honestly breaking through all the things that the Aggies are doing right now.
Final 66 seconds of power play action here for the Aggies. In need of a capitalizer. Still yet to put one on the score column. And here's a good drive for Landon Reed. Short-handed. The Wildcats turn that one over. A nice play by Logan Baum to immediately pick that puck right back up. 3-on-2 entering the zone. A quick shot. Easy save made by Buchholz. And an early whistle there. Must have caught a piece of the net. 2:19 left to play. And 40 seconds left on the man advantage.
But it's that movement. You got to enter the zone fast. Good play on that chance there from Utah State. But for the next 40 seconds, they need to be able to get some screens in front of Buchholz's goal to try and create some good chances, at least get a tip or something in front of that goal to create some havoc.
Big clear all the way down it goes. Final half minute of 5-on-4 hockey for the Aggies starts now. Pregame drops it off for LaFontaine, who makes a man miss. Gets it across to his line mate in Wallace. Wallace entering the zone a little early. And a big offsides call going to take them out with only 20 seconds left to play on the 5-on-4.
And they're just not able to convert. No communication happening from this Utah State side. Frustration is starting to settle in, and it is not going well for them. Now, for Weber State, they have done an amazing job at holding this power play unit from Utah State, as we see another poke there that is probably going to run this out unless we see a quick rush here from Utah State.
Taken down on the ice, good defense, crushed up against the wall, and he's sitting on top of the puck. That's Ethan Saldana is the affected one there. Sent across for LaFontaine, back to full strength, and a big hit laid by Aiden Thiede, blindsiding LaFontaine, who gets right back up. And now Utah State looking for some late action here with under 90 seconds to play. Eric Buchholz with an easy save there, and another face-off coming from inside the Weber State zone. A couple guys not seeing eye to eye, and the official coming together to separate those two. Tensions rising, understandably so. These two have seen entirely too much of each other throughout the year, huh?
They've seen a lot of each other and a lot of the same story in this game. Weber State has dominated Utah State, and that has to be frustrating for the Aggies. They've had a good season against everyone but Weber State, and that is the story for most teams in the MWCHL. Actually, all teams except for last night, Utah. So you got to give yourself a pat on the back for at least playing this many games against Weber and doing your best to keep up with them. But for the next 21 minutes, you got to put everything out there on the ice and try and at least make this somewhat of a game.
Under a minute left to play here in the second, and you're exactly right. I mean, they got to start chipping away. Down by 4, you've given up 2 in the first and 2 in the second. Weber's pretty much dominated the pace of play. How can Utah State crack through? 40 seconds left in this second period of action. A good save by Cale Samuels there. And down to just 37.6 remaining on the clock. 4-0 contest. If you missed the early stages of this period, a couple of goals from a couple of Wildcats. Matthew Huell gets his 15th and Corey Mater gets his 20th. Both assisted by a bevy of teammates. And it's got Weber State flying on the ice in this period with a very comfortable 4-0 lead.
Exactly what Weber State wanted to come out and do in this matchup. That now with Mater's goal puts them with 4 this season. Absolutely amazing statistics for the Wildcats.
And it's part of the reason why their goal differential on the season was plus 165. Uncanny numbers. Final 20 seconds of the second. Logan Baum just puts one on net, or a little off nets, and Weber State able to get the rebounds. Looking to kill the rest of the clock in this period. A piece of it at center ice from Caden Hunter. Final 5 seconds. A tie up for possession behind the net, and this is going to do it on our second period of action. Another period in the books, another period largely dominated by Weber, and because of it, a 4-0 game thus far.
And 2 goals a period is a spell for success, and Weber has done it all year. Goals by big players who have also been doing it all season for this Wildcats side. Utah State did catch momentum there for about a solid 5 or 6 minutes coming into this period, but Weber State was able to dominate after that first goal in the period by Corey Mater, assisted by Parker James. And after that, within 2 minutes, it was Matt Hull assisted by Landon Reed. And since then, it has been nothing but control by Weber State, even with 2 power plays from the Aggies.
That's what they're going to be looking to do the rest of the game. You said it, is control. We'll be back with more information on that ahead of our third period, sending it down ringside for a quick interview with Weber State.
Hi, hockey fans. It's Megan. I'm here with Matthew Huell. Matthew, you scored Wasatch's 4th goal today. What was going through your head before it happened?
Just trying to get a little drive there, push the G back, and my boy Rito found me there, and I just put it in the back of the net over the pad. So.
Awesome. Well, you guys are obviously in the lead this game. What do you and your team have to do to keep this lead and momentum going into the third and final period?
Just keep playing our systems. Just get the pucks in deep and go to work on their forecheck and make sure their D don't get the pucks and do our work within the offensive zone. Just keep going.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Matthew. We'll be right back with you later.
Back ahead of period number 3, just a few moments away from these sides getting back out there. A beatdown of a game thus far. 4-0. Weber's had it going in both of the first 2 periods. They put shots on net. They put shots in the net. And because of it, they lead decisively here going into our 3rd and final period of action.
Yeah, and so far it really hasn't been much. As we take a look at the highlights from that 2nd period, and we'll see here a tripping call, but then looking at that, it immediately went to Utah State creating pressure on Weber State's side right after they got on the power play, and they did well up until Weber State found their legs again and was able to convert pretty early on in that 2nd period.
Yeah, Corey Mader and Matthew Hewell both taking care of business. They doubled down their score from the 1st period, leading 2-0, turned it into a 4-0 lead. A great performance there. Great performances all around. And let's not forget to shout out Eric Buchholz, who's been a man on a mission, stopping everything that's come his way thus far. And a huge part of the reason why they're up 4-0 and decisively feel like they're going to win this game going into this 3rd period.
Well, especially throughout that 5 or 6 minute period to start this 2nd period, where Utah State, the Aggies, were picking up the pace again. It seemed like they were minutes away from making a 2-0 game, a 2-1 game, but then because of the play by Buchholz, Weber State was able to go back and play, and Corey Mader got that goal with 9:18 into that 2nd period, and since then it has been all Weber State, just like it was in the 1st period. Just overall dominant performance, I would say, throughout too from the Wildcats.
Very similar to what we saw in their 5 matchups in the regular season. Just the one game that was a 1-score game. The rest of them 3+ goals differential every single time. So I guess the odds would have been stacked in Weber's favor coming into this game, but they've performed even better than we were expecting, and they've done a great job of shutting down USU. USU is still putting shots on net. They have 22 shots in this game. That's 11 per period. They're doing a great job cycling and keeping the puck on that side temporarily, but Weber doesn't allow these long, drawn-out plays to take form. They shut those chances down, get it out of their zone, and reset before Utah State has been able to crack one across. They've got a seriously improbable task of trying to score 4 goals in the next 20 minutes. We've seen crazier, but it would be crazy, and we're excited for this 3rd and final period of action.
Yeah, and in this period, I just expect Utah State to come out with all the pressure that they have. They need a goal, and they need it early. If they don't get that goal within the first 2 to 3 minutes, then we can wipe this game clean and call it at that, because I do not expect Weber State side to give up 4 late goals in this game. So if Utah State, if these Aggies want any hope at getting back into this game, it has to happen within the first 2 minutes.
I completely agree. I mean, Weber's done it all year. They've played with a lead, and they've nursed it extremely well. This is what they do best, is get out front in the first 2 periods and close out that 3rd period and earn their win. Weber State has certainly been the winning team thus far, part of the reason why they're up by 4 points going into this 3rd period. But that could all get put to rest with a couple of well-timed goals from Utah State to get Uncle Mo back on their side.
Well, remember what happened yesterday. It was 3 goals in 1 period for the Utes against this Weber State side. So it is not impossible to score bunches of goals against this Weber State side. However, it is not improbable. So I would say Utah State need to start out on fire. They need a fire from some of their biggest players, and it has to be guys like Sam Pfeiffer, like Zach Pyers, or even a Reese Bryan to get into this game and really create some havoc for the Wildcats.
And here we go. Jaden Hughes has to check out. He jumped a little bit early, and I like what you said there. Not quite impossible, but definitely improbable. Unlikely odds of trying to come back from a 4-0 deficit start now. USU's been a good performer in this tournament already. Looking for one last good period here. Stopped by Cale Samuels behind his net. He gets it off to Ty Morris. Morris back the other way. Sends it to Tate Jensen. Jensen up ahead for Zach Pyers. Pyers gets walloped into the boards and pops right back up and sends it down into the near side corner. Morris tries to put on the dekes there and gets crushed in the process, but Utah State retains possession. Trying to get it off his tape, he gets it to Pyers. Pyers shoots it down ice, and now some speed for Caleb Sanborn. Sanborn on the forehand, a quick shot that goes wide, and the rebound goes to Utah State. So good pressure early on, albeit we're only 45 seconds in to this third and final period of action. Weber with the 4-0 lead, looking to add to that here. A good idea there, just couldn't get the pass off on the mark. And now Weber State driving the other way.
Got a delayed penalty going on.
Weber still with possession. All they need to do is touch that puck, and Utah State going to the box for a 2-minute minor, a tripping penalty. Not what you wanted to see if you were part of the Utah State Aggie Nation.
Well, we're talking about a fast start, and that is the opposite of what we saw from Utah State on this tripping call. Clear and obvious is what I would say that was. And now Weber State has an opportunity to do what they have done so well and score on a man advantage. They're going to have 2 minutes of up-man hockey.
And they're certainly good in these situations. They have been all year, no strangers to playing man-up hockey. There's a couple great saves by Cale Samuels. I don't think I quite was enthusiastic enough about how nice of a stop that was. 4-0 game, 18:45 left to play, and 1:52 left on the power play for Weber State. Utah State's got their work cut out for them to not only keep them out of the score column here, but then to try and get a quick goal and start the scoring in this third period.
I mean, we're almost at the point right now where I think the Aggies need to start putting pressure on Weber to look for a shorty.
A nice save there and a cover-up effort from Cale Samuels, and I almost agree. I mean, you never want to, when you're already a man down, you never want to risk your assets and throw them too far up front, but it is approaching that time. I mean, they still have 18.5 minutes of game left to try and do their scoring, but 4 goals against one of the best defenses in the ACHA, not an easy task.
Yeah, and I just don't see it happening with how Weber's been able to control the puck. So you're going to need some superhero-type plays from your best players if you're an Aggie fan.
Kolachkov on the far side holds and sends it to the point. Caden Hunter got a lot of space to work with, and Kolachkov gets the rebound off of his shots. Up by the logo, circling, trying to find some space. Gets it back to Caden Hunter. Hunter down below now. And sent back the other way by Versure. Nice move by Caden Hunter to get some space, but good defense from Ethan Saldana. Wedges him off the point. Now Owen Ramsey is the one in pursuit. Sent back up front, and Utah State gets a big clear. A nice play by Gifford to get it out of the zone and get a reset. Through the neutral zone, Sam Pfeiffer in pursuit, tries to cut it across on the backhand, but there's no one there to take it with him. A great idea just to eat up some time and hold that puck as long as he did. Tate Jensen now in pursuit, and he's going to win the battle to the puck. So here you go, just what you were saying, Valentino. Man down, but they're playing up front. Just 30 seconds left on this penalty kill, which has been one of the better penalty kills we've seen tonight from Utah State.
Yeah, and even when you're putting pressure, though, you have to watch out because there's a lot more open ice for Weber State, as we can see here, 3-on-2 opportunity.
Landon Reed all the way across the ice, and a dangerous chance there put to bed by Jack LaFontaine. Used to saying that one. Excellent defense just about every day at the office. Parker James has got it. He sends it up front for Jaden Hughes. Hughes gets a piece, and now Sam Pfeiffer waiting for reinforcements. Jack Wallace and DJ Freegang with a great opportunity here. 2-on-1, and they score! There it is on the board, a 4-1 game. And just like that, the monkey off the back. How about it? A great goal for Jack Wallace.
Jack Wallace doing what he needed to do. He had a 2-on-1 opportunity. He said, no, I will do it myself. Great chance here. You see it. He has a man to help him, but he says, no, I'm going to put this in top bins where Buchholz cannot catch it. He's been on today, but Buchholz not able to save that one.
One of the biggest mistakes we've seen from this Weber State back check so far today. Just in transition, getting some fresh skates on the ice, and they lose track of those two. So now Utah State gets their goal, and all they need is another one to make this interesting. Right back in this contest. Momentum back on their side. The silent factor in sports we often talk about, but you can't see it. It's there, though, I assure you. All the way around the horn it goes. Owen Ramsey's got it. Ramsey going to dish it back below, right by the official. Weber State in pursuit, trying to get to this puck first. Quick shot at a tough angle, and a nice save by Buchholz. A much-needed goal from Jack Wallace, assisted by Sam Pfeiffer and DJ Pregame. The big three, like you were saying, if Utah State wants to keep pace in this game, they're going to need to activate those guys, and there it is, their first goal.
You need every man on this team to get involved and get involved in a big way. 15 minutes, 3 goals. The Utes did it yesterday. The Aggies are going to try and do it today against this Weber State side.
Caught by Cale Samuels behind his net. Looking for something to open up, and he finds it along the boards. Quick turnover, however, sends that one back down into the corner, and now Luka Artukovic playing up front. Aggressive hockey. Takitani sends it down low. Trying to find Landon Reed. That's going to force a reset as it crosses the blue line. And now Utah State playing back. A nice hit there by Weber to get the man off the point. Utah State looking for an exit from their zone. They're not going to find it here. Dangerous chance in front. Save made. Another effort there and a second save by Cale Samuels. A nice sequence there for the Utah State defense. And more specifically, the Utah State tender.
Great pressure here from Utah State. Job on the putting this back check from Weber onto their toes.
Now a nice poke to get some possession. Back to Sam Pfeiffer it goes. He's already got an assist. Gets it off. Quick shot, save made, and the rebound is loose. Tate Jensen looking for it. Pregame sends it around the horn. And now a quick reset as Ty Morris fields it outside his own zone. Gifford has that one touch his stick and lets it sail into the zone. Weber State going to possess. 14:08 left to play in the third. Makar Kalachkov with that puck, sends it through traffic. The heart of that defense, quick save made by Cale in net. Makar Kalachkov with a quick pass to Hunter. Center ice, quick shot, save made by Ty Morris that time, just blocking it and getting in the way. And that's the Utah State defense we're used to seeing. Good play from Ty Morris again to bat that puck away, but Weber gets it right back. Up to Parker James at the point. James walking the blue line, sends it down, and it's intercepted. Here comes Jack Wallace again. A breakaway, 1-on-none, right in front, and a save made, a huge one by Eric Buchholz. Wallace uncontested to the net, nearly had his second in the last 5 minutes. Caden Hunter with a great lead-out pass for Kevin Norwood. Better defense, though, from Logan Baum. Breaks that chance up and keeps it from coming to fruition. Sending it on the side. Logan Baum makes a man miss. Another dangerous pass that time, but now Utah State's got it, and they've got numbers. A 3-on-2 entering the offensive zone. Pyers loses it for a second shot, and a great save by Eric Buchholz.
He is
Weber
holding
State
them down.
Getting bailed out right now by their guy between the pipes. Tim Mattingly, a quick shot right in front, going for a rebound. Owen Ramsey's got it. Feels the pressure on his back, makes a move to try and get some space, and a nice tap to get it out of his zone. Wallace all over the place in this third period. Oh, here's a dangerous chance in front. What a stop on defense by Logan Baum, and played perfectly by Cale Samuels to keep Utah State right where they want to be. Right in front, a dangerous chance again. And it's scooped up by Utah State. Sam Pfeiffer's got it, trying to beat his man to the outside, and he does. Sending it back down under. Through traffic, a great chance here. Shot taken, second effort, and they score! And just like that, we've got ourselves a game. 4-2, back-to-back goals for the Aggies. And that one, a beauty. How about it, Nolan Gifford?
Not so fast, my friend. We are not done here. I believe that Guilford, believes that he just got his team back into this game. We'll see a couple saves that were given that were here earlier, but
so that was the save that even allows that chance to happen. And here's another great save on the breakaway chance for Jack Wallace. That Cale Samuels stop sets up this inevitable goal or eventual goal from Nolan Gifford right in front of the net. That's an easy putback. And just like that, Utah State on the heels of Weber State. Only a 2-goal deficit and a heck of a lot of time to work with here.
Gifford's 7th goal on the season, and none more important than that one to get his team back to a 2-goal deficit, but more importantly, back into a tightly contested game against a Wildcat side that is now on their toes.
11 and a half minutes to play. Mooney going for the press that time, and Pregame there to bail him out. Sends it across the way for LaFontaine. LaFontaine finds Mooney again up front for Pregame. Pregame with a quick shot that deflects out of play. A nice block on the stab, and 11-17 to play. A 4-2 game now, a brand new game. Flip this game on its head in a matter of 5 minutes.
And the first 2 periods dominated by Weber State. Some highlights there that we could say Utah State showed, but this third period has been completely controlled by the Aggies. They're doing a great job putting Weber State on their heels, creating good opportunities for their men to get forward and get chances like that.
Quick shot off the face mask of Buchholz, and he somehow keeps it off. What a shot that was off the draw. Sent forward, and now with some speed, that's Schuster cutting up the inside. A nice poke from Tate Jensen keeps the puck away from him. And now Artukovic takes a shot from the point, covered up, easy save, 10:57 to play. And if you're Uncle Mo, you're starting to creep by way of the Aggies.
Yeah, and I'd say he's done more than creeping if we look at that save.
Look at that shot, too. My goodness. Right off the face-off, Pyre's ready for it and rips one.
I mean, that was a bullet, and it hits him straight in the face mask. Sure, if there's any feeling that he has, he felt that one.
100%. That's a bell ringer. I know he's probably seeing stars there for a second, but right back to it. The life of a goaltender. Day one, the life of a goaltender. A nice poke along the boards to try and keep possession in the hands of the Aggies. Playing with some fire in this period. Much more of the Utah State hockey team we're used to seeing. Yep. All the way through it goes. Icing waved off as they say somebody clipped it in the neutral zone. Sent ahead for Schuster. Schuster's got it. With some speed, gets crushed by Jack Wallace on kind of an unintentional hit. Now rolling the other way is Tate Jensen. Jensen through the neutral zone with a couple bodies on either side of him. Gets it back to Sam Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer tied up with a couple of purple jerseys. And now Kalachkov has the puck. Kalachkov looking for somewhere to go right in front. Great idea on the threaded pass. He just couldn't find the mark. And now Sam Pfeiffer's got it again from LaFontaine. Pfeiffer on the forehand. Back to Ramsey. Ramsey wedges it back down for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, center ice for Wallace. And a nice breakup by Parker James. Saves a goal that time. Here's a one-on-one. Straight to the nets. Dangerous chance, and they score! Get it right back. Back to a 3-goal lead. And wow, what a snipe that was on the interior. Racing up the edge. And just like that, Kevin Norwood makes it a 5-2 game.
Norwood doing what he does best. Kevin Norwood, when it has mattered, he has scored. He gives them a little bit more of assurance now with that beautiful shot, top corner. Nothing that Samuels could do there. Beautiful.
Rings the bottle, a beautiful shot. And you're exactly right. Nothing that Samuels could do. You saw the frustration there. He wanted to keep that one up. All the momentum rolling back to Utah State's side. And then Kevin Norwood says, fine, I'll do it myself, and gets the momentum back on his side.
And, man, just when we thought everything was going right for Utah State, one play, that's all it takes for the Wildcats to convert, and it's their big man in Norwood doing it himself.
A quick pass up the line, and a quick stoppage as well on a nice save. But how about it? I mean, taking matters into his own hands, getting it done, and extending the lead. A 4-2 game feels so different than a 5-2 game. Now Utah State back at that tough hurdle, having to overcome a huge deficit again, a 3-goal deficit. And if they were to do so, it'd be a 5-goal period. which you just don't see every day.
No.
Abercrombie with a quick shot from the point. A nice save from Samuels. He tried to glove it, but the rebound goes to Utah State, and now they have the outlet pass they're looking for. Caleb Sanborn with it. Quick pass right in front that just misses the mark. Zach Pyers sends it back down below for Jack Wallace. Wallace has it batted away, and now the Weber State defense takes it away temporarily back in Sanborn's stick. Wallace trying to feed that one up the boards for Pyers. Zach Pyers waits, sends it back down below for Wallace. Wallace circling, puts a foot in the ground, and slaps that one up the ice towards the face-off circle. Here's a dangerous chance for Weber. Simon Verschuur taken down hard on a nice hit from Mooney. Down along the near side boards, Mater sends it back below. Down the other way, Zach Pyers has got it. Pyers through traffic, a perfect saucer pass for Caleb Sanborn here. Here's a 3-on-2 entering the zone. A quick toss towards the net. First effort covered up by Buckholtz, and a great save with 8:08 to play here in the third and final period of action.
Yeah, and now in this period, with 8 minutes left, 3-goal deficit now for the Aggies, it's starting to get to impossible time. Now, I'm not saying that it's completely over, but that goal by Norwood makes it pretty improbable for a comeback here, especially already having 2 goals. You felt momentum on your side, and now it's swinging right back towards the Wildcats. They know how to finish this one out. All the Aggies can do is what they did for the first part of this period and throw everything that they have towards the Wildcat side.
Here's a quick poke that keeps the puck off the stick of the intended man down there in Pregame. Now in pursuit is Nolan Gifford, our second goal scorer of the period. A nice stop there by Sam Pfeiffer. The Weber State's done a good job of keeping quiet so far today. He is their leader in a lot of categories. Here's Jaden Hughes. Hughes sends it through center ice and all the way through. Ty Morris takes. Back behind the net for Tate Jensen. Jensen across the ice for DJ Freegang with a body in his face and a couple sticks on either side. They're able to bat that one away. A nice stick lift and a nice poke check from the Weber State back check that time. Landon Reed now tossing it up front for Noah Takitani. Takitani sends it along the boards, and now Nolan Gifford's got it with some speed, trying to find Pfeiffer. A nice poke to break that chance up by Parker James. But Freegang's there as a reinforcement on the backhand, driving towards the net, and a nice poke to keep that chance from becoming too dangerous. Good defense from Colin Morrill. 6:55 remaining here in the third. Logan Baum's got it at the point. Baum waits, fires around a man, and Landon Reed's got it now. He's going to just try and get it clear or get it to a man who can get the clear, and Weber State's got it. Parker James sends it through traffic, still with the puck, sending it all the way down for Logan Baum. Baum takes, fires on the backhand through center ice. And Sam Pfeiffer's there, finds the open man. Quick shot, just wide. Pfeiffer again centering. And now Ramsey trying to cut up in time. Realized he wasn't going to be able to make it, and the Utah State back check has to go into effect. Keegan Clark's got it on the near side. He's pushed against the boards, shoved hard. A nice defensive play by Owen Ramsey. Alongside him, Dylan Walton looking for the puck. Both guys fighting off. Weber up front, a good shot, good save by Cale Samuels. Dangerous chance with Louis Azadi striding right towards the net.
Well, all that is good pressure from Weber State. They're just putting it on the Aggies now, just pretty much just trying to see this one out, grab 1 or 2, and make this a little bit more embarrassing for their rivals. I think that's something we have to remember. Weber State doesn't care about the score. They don't care that they're up by 3. This is a rivalry game. They want to dump as much as they possibly can. They will keep their starters out there because who they are going against.
100%. Always bad blood in the crosstown matchups, and this one no different. Logan and Ogden right down the road from one another. Not their first rodeo playing each other. Back behind the net it goes. Sent along the boards. Simmons to Izadi. Izadi with some speed, cutting towards the net. A nice move, but better defense to shove him off the point. A nice hit that time from Braden Mooney. Mooney now sends it along the boards for Wallace. Wallace with a good pass for Caleb Sanborn. Sanborn across the ice and almost in midair. A beautiful goal from Jack LaFontaine. They just missed the mark. And a little tough on that saucer pass. 5:08 left to play. Norwood's got it. Now Pyers nearly swiped it from him, but Norwood sticks with it. Through traffic, Kalachkov's got it. Kalachkov, ticks off his stick and back on it on his tape. He's waiting for reinforcements to arrive, fending off multiple Aggies in front, a dangerous chance, and Kalachkov just missed the mark. Here comes Pfeiffer with some speed on the backhand. Drops it off. Great chance here. Big shot. Save made. Still loose in front. And a nice effort from Caden Hunter to scoop it up and send it back down the other way. Here's Kalachkov. Kalachkov on the forehand, right by the Utah logo, with a man in his face, and it's poked away at the last second. Carson Abercrombie just dishes it into the corner to retain possession on this side of the ice. Running out of time, just 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Ty Morris with a quick shot and an easy save for Eric Buchholz. Stoppage here with 4:15 left on the clock.
Good movement there from Utah State, just trying to get on the transition and get there quick, trying to put any shots possible on Buchholz and cause some chaos here. If they can get one more goal within the next 15-20 seconds, maybe we will see some late action here and maybe make this game a little bit more interesting as we go down to the wire.
Approaching the 16-minute mark of this third and final period of action. Simon Verschoor with the puck. He gets blasted by Owen Ramsey, who's got it now. Sends it back for Jack Wallace. Wallace with a couple purple jerseys on either side of him, trying to find a way to go with that puck, and they're just going to dish it through center ice and get it clear. Quick stoppage here. And a face-off coming. Looks like the ref signaling towards the Utah State bench. The index finger, never a good sign. The pointer.
You come here, sir. Get over here because you are going to the sin bin.
To the crime, you got to do the time. And it looks like multiple Aggies might be checking into the box, which is a huge blow at this point in the game.
Pilgrim and Mooney heading into the sin bin for the Aggies, and 5-on-3 hockey for the last 2 minutes. Well, the last 2 minutes here. They'll be left with 1:38 seconds before this game ends. Going to be Kalachkov on the puck, and they're just going to cycle this one around.
Looking to kill the clock and weed it out. Take their, a big goal, man. How about it? Kalachkov just lets it rip right from the slot. Great part of the ice, and a 6-2 lead for Weber State. They matched the production of Utah State in this period, and all of a sudden the going goes from rough to rougher. A really tough task of trying to come back.
Very tough there, and now it gets even tougher as, well, I mean, it gets almost near impossible now in this one. You go up 6-2, and now for Utah State, you just got to finish off this last 3:20 with some pride. You got to give all you have. You have had a good season to this point. To make it to this third place matchup was great. But Weber State showing why they are one of the best teams in the nation.
The team to beat all year long. Utah was able to beat them last night. And you knew that Weber State was not going to be happy about suffering their first regulation loss of the season. They've come out with their pants on fire so far tonight. There's a big goal from Kalachkov. Another look at it, just top shelf. Nothing that Cale Samuels could do at that point. And for Kalachkov, his second goal of the game. 46 on the season. That is more than a lot of NHL players get in a given year.
That is definitely true. And honestly, all of these teams here in the Final Four, like we said, they will be featured in regionals in 2 weeks here at the Steiner Ice Sheet in Salt Lake. And what an honor for the University of Utah to be able to host 2 of these events. And what great honor for all of these teams to be able to participate. It's going to be great. And I actually believe that all of these teams in the Final Four can make a good run in the regional tournament because the skill that they have shown. The MWCHL has amazing teams in the region, and it's a good point to show why 5 of the 6 in the top of the region are from the conference.
A seriously tough conference to find success in, that's for sure. And for all of these teams, it seems like every year they're perennial contenders at the top of the league. Here comes Simon Verschoor in a 6-2 game. Weber looking to milk the final 2.5 minutes of clock, 50 more seconds of the man advantage. Possessing, sending it down under. Reed's got it. Circling, waiting, and he has it poked right from him. A nice play from Nolan Gifford. A couple nice plays in this game from number 12. Parker James now entering the zone with Jaden Hughes behind him. He's going to fire it right there. And a big clear from the Aggies officially in our final 2 minutes.
And as the Aggies finish off this power play, this PK, it's a bit of a testament to how this game has gone. They did good in the second part, but not in the first. They did good after they got one man back, but when they were on a 5-on-3, they struggled.
I think any team would struggle on the 5-on-3, not the ideal situation to be in. But they were back to full strength here, and Weber immediately clearly took advantage of that 5-on-3 with that Kalachkov goal.
Well, especially when you have a guy like Kalachkov on your team.
Here's Teague Pilgrim with a nice play. Until the very last second, it's broken up. A nice play as well from Isaac Schuster. Final 70 seconds of play here in our third and final period of action. Schuster with the puck. He's driving across the blue line on the forehand, tries to get it past Samuels, and a nice initial stop. Looked like it was off the mark, but regardless, a good save. Owen Ramsey now sending it back behind his nets. Couple nice moves, dangerous spot on the ice for that puck to be loose, but it's batted to the wayside. About 40 seconds left to play here in this contest. Good heads-up hockey from Jack Wallace right there to stay on sides. Wait for his team to get back. Offsides waved off. Final half minutes. A 6-2 performance for Weber today. Just about everything going right. A stark contrast from their performance in last night's contest. Weber State closing in on that third place berth in the MWCHL. Lukar Tukovic with the puck, sending it across through traffic for Schuster. Isaac Schuster is wedged off the puck. Dangerous spot for that one to turn over. Final 5 seconds. Schuster with a shot put to the wayside. And your Weber State Wildcats are winners of third place in the MWCHL playoff picture. What a game it is for them. And really just a great performance all around. In net, Eric Buchholz keeps them off the scoreboard until this period. Their offense firing on all cylinders all game long. And their defense came to play, hitting hard from start to finish.
It's hard to beat a team twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. How about 6 times? I believe that just shows you the dominance that this Weber State team has been able to show. It has been a great year for Weber State, also for the Aggies. Give them credit because they have been an amazing team throughout this season, but Weber State has just been that step ahead of everybody, and it's going to be good to see them, both of these teams, back in 2 weeks in regionals, but they will play each other again, I believe, coming up in the next couple weeks. I think I saw on the schedules, tournament? Yeah, on the regional tournament. So this might not be the last time these teams match up 6 times. They could face each other 7 times this year. But overall, Weber State, give them credit. They deserve a third place position. They'll feel like they wanted more out of this tournament. but they'll have a chance to get more in the regionals.
Take what they can get. It's been a phenomenal year for both of these sides, which you just touched on, and I completely agree. I mean, both of them atop the MWCHL along with MSU. Just a great year for all 4 of the top 4 teams in Weber State, Montana State, Utah State, and the University of Utah, of course. These guys have been playing consistent hockey all year long. They've been playing their brand of hockey, and we've seen some magical moments these last few nights. What a tournament it's been. What a playoffs it's been between all 8 of these teams involved.
Yeah, and now that we are getting down to the big game tonight at 7:30, I would just like to highlight the team in Weber State that was the best. I mean, you look at Kalashnikov and the amount of points and goals he was able to tally throughout this season. It's historic. It's amazing. They deserve all the flowers they can get as we see a good moment of honest moment in the center ice. But looks like we're going to have an interview down with Megan, and we'll be back to wrap things up.
You're exactly right. Thanks for queuing us up. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your performance tonight?
I mean, it was good. My line mates helped me. You know, they make it easy. We all just play good together. So not all me.
What are you guys going to do to celebrate tonight's 3rd place win?
We'll probably just do what we do after most games, just hang out together and then watch Super Bowl tomorrow.
Perfect. Have a great night, and we'll be back later.
Thank you.
And let's take a look back at some of the biggest moments from this game this afternoon. A great contest between these two sides. Weber starts the scoring early there, and a big no-doubt goal to get their side fired up. That started with Kevin Norwood, assisted by Caden Hunter. Then Weber would double down with that Makar Kalashnikov goal, his first of the game. Just beautiful, picturesque setup and execution. What a great game from both sides, but Weber clearly proving they were the better team, at least this afternoon.
I mean, big hits everywhere, all across the ice. We're seeing the physicality that both of these teams brought to the game, no matter where it was. All this intensity of the rivalry was shown despite the scoreline being what it was. I mean, you're seeing big save after big save from both of the men in between the post. But like you said, it was Kalashnikov, it was Norwood, Mater, Howell, all the big names for Weber showing up today and really closing the game out in a way that we haven't seen this weekend.
Yeah, and I think anytime you fall behind a big multi-goal lead, you know, we saw this last night. Utah goes up by 3. It's an impossible hole to try and come back from. And we saw a very similar tune today. Weber State scores the first 4 goals of the game uncontested. They keep Utah State out of the score column each of the first 2 periods.
And yeah, you see them get the early goals. They go up by 4 goals in that second period. And then entering the third, Utah State did bring pressure. They brought a lot of good momentum. But despite the 2 goals that they got, Weber did what they do best, and they responded. Kevin Norwood getting a goal, and after that, there was no response from Utah State. They fell flat, and there was nothing that they could do.
Yeah, it was a great game between both of these sides. You had to like the effort you saw from Utah State in the tail end to get those goals back and get 2 on the board the final moments of the game, or in that final period. Specifically, Jack Wallace played a great game in that 3rd period, but just too many penalties and too big of a hole to come back out of. But what a great game. We really appreciate you tuning in. We found our 3rd place victor in the MWCHL. Congratulations to the Weber State University Wildcats. And our main event coming up in just a few. You're going to want to tune in right before 7:30 for the University of Utah taking on Montana State University in the MWCHL Championships. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Ellis Beacom. Alongside me to my right, Valentino Pichardo. Always a pleasure, and we'll see you soon.